Hello, Scorpio. It's Rebecca, Empathic Crow. I am laughing because when I went to set the cards down, the death card is on the bottom of the deck. How Scorpio is that for all of us if you are a Scorpio like me? So the readings that I do are general readings, at least on YouTube, and any social that I put clips or the full video if it's a short one up on. So collective readings, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is being recorded in February of 2026. However, the energy could be for any time that it meets you and that you feel called to it. So with that being said, private reads are available on my website, empathiccrow1111.com. And the way I read is I do know the meanings of the cards. I have taken a tarot certification course. It's so weird. My brain just stopped for a second. But I do kind of like stories, whether it's past, present, future, or what's the focus that you need. I go along with the journey as an intuitive reader. So with that, because I did see the death card on the bottom of the deck, we'll go ahead and just shuffle one more time. And then we'll start. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite Smith Tarot deck, or Rider-Waite deck. And there are some other decks that I'll introduce as we go. For some reason, Scorpio, I'm feeling like it's a good time for us to ground. So you can ground with me if you like, or you can fast forward through this, whatever you would like. So give me just one moment because your energy feels wonky is the only word coming into my brain right now. All right, let's see. Whew. So with a couple of signs, when I closed my eyes to ground, I haven't grounded with every sign. I saw a lot of green, but with you, I'm seeing like all the chakra colors, like you're a rainbow. As a Scorpio, I like that. I like that energy. But let's see. Something's wanting to come out. God, angels, guides, and ancestors. What is it that Scorpio needs to hear? Or what does Scorpio need to focus on? All right, interesting that I had cut the deck to the 10 of Wands, or 9 of Wands, excuse me, 9 of Wands, and that's coming out. First card, uh-oh, I gotta cover her up, is the World card. Now, there have been a couple of signs already that have had the World card, but it's been since I started with Aquarius. So I can't remember exactly who had the World card. But Spirit's telling me to slow down. For some, like I said, there's just a wonky energy going on here. And as a Scorpio sun, I'm not fully understanding it yet. Ooh, okay. So what I was seeing, I don't watch the news very often. Not because I'm trying to put my head in the sand, but the news is going to get to me one way or another. And what is on the news is not always accurate. There we go. But I'm seeing like all these like clips from even movies, like news, movies, TV shows, like all the stuff, like all the things going on in the world. And Scorpio, your emotional heart that sometimes we try to not show, your empathic self, is you're hurt. Some of it may be things that are going on in your life as it is right now, but some of them are things that are going on in the world. Like it just, I'm seeing it like the world's turned upside down or spinning. Like it's not even stopping. It's like a roller coaster, not a roller coaster even. Like it's, I'm feeling like I'm on the Gravitron when I was younger. Did they still have that ride? Like you're just spinning and spinning and you don't want to pull your head forward because you're going against the G-force. And it's like, how do I get off of this? That's the feeling that I'm getting. Like it's, you're battered and bruised. It feels like your heart's been all over the place. What? Let's see. What are we picking up? We got a lapis lazuli. Oh no. Heart that we're going to use to cover our world lady up so that she can be decent for whatever social we're on. All right. So yeah, it's like, I'm just hearing all the things, all the things. All the things. Like the 9 is almost at the 10 of Wands. Like there's all these things that have happened. You're battered and bruised from what's going on and how you've tried to hold it all together. I just keep hearing what's next, what's next. So this is an energy. Oh, my heart is like racing. This is an energy where it feels like you're having a hard time being able to even focus on next step and what you want to do, because if the ground's unsteady, like you don't know what's coming next. That's how I'm feeling. Let's see what else is coming through. Like my ears right now are feeling like there's a lot of pressure. Like the pressure is just building up and it feels so uncomfortable. 7 of Wands. Yeah, like feeling like you're having to stand up on this hill. He's got this water, these emotions in between, but he's trying to stay grounded while the ground is splitting. Or the ground, well, there's water there. The ground is already split and he's standing on a cliff. Like it's like, how many things can I possibly deal with while I'm trying to just stand upright and do the right thing and do what I can? There's not even necessarily people represented as holding these wands. It's just like one thing after another. And again, 9 of Wands, that's what I was saying. It's like one thing after another, one thing after another. What's next? Scorpio, you can't carry the weight of the world on your back, is what I'm hearing. Like you may be, I'm seeing a magician. Like you may be a magician. You may be highly intuitive. You may be incredibly caring, whether you keep that to yourself or not. You've got a big heart, but at the same time, you can't carry the weight of the world on your back. With this Page of Swords, what I'm seeing is that you're in a time where you're trying to, yep, that's why it came out with the Hermit. You're trying to get clear on your thoughts, trying to figure out how to cut through all this stuff from the world that's made you want to just go and hide. Because I'm seeing the star and the lantern. It's time for you to come out of your shell. It's time for you to be able to speak your truth. But you got to get clear on what that is. And I feel like you're in that contemplative stage of change of, am I ready? Am I ready to come out of my shell? Am I ready to like get back into this world? We'll move her over without moving the amethyst. Get back into this world that feels so chaotic. But at the same time, there are situations and things, people, including yourself, that need your energy. Yeah, so I'm feeling like the Hermit stage is something that you may not even want to come out of. Like, look with this page, like the hair is blowing in the wind. This tree, if you can see it back here, like the wind is like, and the page is just standing there like, I think I'm ready, but I'm not sure. And I feel like that's the energy I'm getting from you is I think I'm ready, but I'm not sure because everything's felt harder than it should be. Scorpio, I feel like for a lot of us, things have always felt harder than they should be. That's part of why one of our symbols is the phoenix, because we burn, rise from the ashes, and then maybe have another fall, and then rise from the ashes. Like, we're sometimes seen as very resourceful because we experience things and navigate through it. Like, I see myself as somebody who tries to help people walk through the shadows to get to the light, and I try to be very real about it, that just because you walk through the shadows and get to the light doesn't mean you stay there. Life is life and things will happen. The Fool. So the Fool was the first card that came out for Libra in the last reading that I did. And I talked to Libra about finding a balance between thinking through things and taking action. And I feel like this is for you too. You're standing here saying, like I said, this is contemplative. I'm not sure. And then you've been in this hermit mode, and I said this to Taurus, may feel comfortable. I think it was Taurus. But sometimes we have to take a leap of faith and figure out what it is that we want. We can prepare a little bit, but we can't prepare fully. And, you know, if you figured out along the way some of the people that are loyal or are people that you'd want to be on that journey with you, then you can focus on them. Scorpio, it's really weird that doing your reading, my ears keep, like I said, the pressure builds and I can't hardly hear, and then it comes back, and it's just like this constant change in pressure. And that feels like it's important. It's a constant change in pressure. And that's part of what's making it harder for you to decide how to move forward. So what does Scorpio need to focus on? Rest. And with that Hermit card, I feel like it's not the kind of rest where you're just shutting yourself off from everyone. This is preparatory rest. Preparatory? Like you're preparing to be able to come back out, to take some more action, because you've been knocked and bruised by all the things and carrying so much. But this is you being able to rest, to restore. Yeah, even in the stained glass, you see these images, and that person kind of being like, looking like they're in a helping role. And I feel like you have to be able to restore yourself before you can come back and take on some of these things that felt like battles. Not everybody is going to understand your journey or what's going on, and you see more clearly sometimes the possible outcomes, even when others say that they don't think that that's true. We've got, let me cover them up. We got the Lovers. So even people that you are closest to may not understand where you're coming from or what you're trying to convey. They may not see things the same way that you do. I'm seeing the Angel here, and I know this is the Lovers card. I got to cover them up, so we'll do Rose Quartz and Tiger's Eye. But I'm seeing, let's see. This is a newer setup for me, trying to keep the cards somewhat in the view, so bear with me. But this Angel here, even though this is the Lover's card, I'm seeing the Judgment card. Like, I just feel like you felt really judged by other people, and so it's hard for you to, again, want to come out, put yourself out there. And I'm not even talking about in like a romantic relationship necessarily. It could be, but with this Sun card, just being seen in general, being seen. And I think I said that with something else, and even with the Fool card and the Sun there, like it's being able to trust that even if people don't understand you, even if they disagree with you, even if it feels exhausting, you don't have to hide yourself away. Like, you've got things that need to be heard. You've got things that need to be said. And others may even, I'm seeing like a mirror effect here in the Lover's card with this hill and everything. And so it may even seem like people are matching your energy, but you have a good intuition. Use your discernment. And if it feels like things are off, you may be wrong about the reason that they feel off, but if it feels like things are off, then you can go back into this contemplation and decide, what does that mean? Anything else for Scorpio from the tarot? Yeah, Scorpio, your reading just feels very like, I don't know. The pressure is still on and off. Ten of Swords. You feel like you, and understandably so, you feel like you've been stabbed in the back repeatedly, and so why would I want to come back out? But look, even in that darkness, there's light. And there's also the purple, there's still this connection to your intuition, to the divine. And then we've got the throat chakra here. Like, you can still speak your truth. It may feel like you've had to carry all this weight and you've been in these battles because of it, but you are grounded. There is still some confidence. You're not stuck in the mud. I see this dirt and I see the sword stabbing down, and stuck in the mud is the phrase that comes into my mind. With the Modern Witch Tarot by Lisa Sturrell, she has two versions of the Ten of Swords. There's the Ten of Swords, and they both have the same photo of the girl. I want to say her top is pink and her skirt is blue, or vice versa. So again, that heart chakra and that throat chakra coming through, but one of them says Ten of Swords, the other one says everything is fine. So I feel like this is you recognizing that, okay, yeah, this is another time where it feels like I've just been kind of shoved down and it's not worked out, but knowing that it's going to be okay, and that it doesn't mean that 1444 on the clock, that you can't rebuild. And I can't say that it's not going to be a journey, because sometimes things do feel like we're walking through molasses. We're walking through mud and we're having a hard time moving through it, but you're still going to be able to get through it. You've got the Emperor here. Like, you're able to get through so many things. You're able to do so many things, and you don't want to always feel like you're the person who's carrying the weight of the world. Starting out with our first card again. But the Emperor doesn't have to carry all the weight. The Emperor knows how to delegate to other people. So it's not taking on all the responsibility and telling people what to do, or even judging other people. But at the same time, it's not with your big heart that you don't always like to show. I know, because like I said, I'm Scorpio sun. It's also not taking on the weight of everything for everyone and trying to carry that load on your back. As I said, with an Emperor or a leader, there's going to be a balance of focusing on ways to, yes, lead and help and make decisions, but also delegating and focusing on yourself. I'm seeing as is in the Emperor, the like Capricorn or Ram's head, and that's leading me to the Devil card image, which is letting go of the things that are holding you back, whether that's addictions, whether it's thoughts or experiences, unhealthy coping skills, things like that. It's really paying attention to that. Here's the Empress on the bottom of the deck, and I feel like this is saying with the Emperor and the Empress, Scorpio, you need to find balance. You have both within you. You can't just have your heart fully out there, but you do need to take care of yourself some, but you can't have this hard wall up where you're not showing anything. And it is okay to not feel like you have to take on everything and fix and repair and all those things. So this is about that balance, the divine masculine, divine feminine balance. All right. So this is a love oracle deck that I got off of Amazon. Been showing it. It's doesn't have anyone to credit it to. This is not necessarily about love, but it does have a good focus on the card and then different sayings. I'm going to not over explain this. Let's just get on with this, Scorpio. I feel like that's the energy that we're in. All right, so what does Scorpio need to create balance? All right, so the first card that came out, and there was another sign that had this one. Might have been Aquarius. I feel like it was the first reading that I did today. Spying social network information and ways. So I feel like it's you being able to, this is again about balance, like not to feel like people are watching you. Where was there something about people watching? That was in another reading. But not to feel like people are watching or spying on you. Not to feel like you have to hide yourself away. Here we go. The Hierophant. The Hierophant. The Hermit. I don't know why I said that. We'll see. Social networking information and ways. Like being able to not kind of be peeking out and not willing to engage and interact with others is part of how I'm seeing this. But also knowing that you don't have to constantly feel like other people are watching or judging you. Like just allowing yourself to exist. Like I said, not expecting the battle, but also trying to make some kind of a decision where you're not overthinking it. And we talked about that energy of being seen and present. And I feel like it's allowing yourself to let go of some of those worries. I don't know. Why are you, what is the anxiety? You know, being visible and being seen is a very vulnerable thing. And especially when we have those emotional imprints or traumas from the past, sometimes we worry that being visible gives people, and sometimes it does, too much access to us. But you get to choose. You get to decide how much access and what people see. And if they misinterpret it, that's them, not you. That's their own stuff that they're putting on it. So let's see what we get on the floor here. I've been sitting here all day, so my shirt's kind of running up. All right, so this running card has been in several readings. So I feel like this is that Hermit aspect of you wanting to run and hide yourself off sometimes. You may have been ghosting or disappearing or feeling invisible. Sometimes we have to shelter ourselves and we have to kind of get ourselves out of this feeling that we're in the spotlight. But there's a longing, a craving, aching, and wanting. Like, we can't just shut ourselves off from everything that we want. there may be something you're longing for. Notice that she's like reaching up to a light bulb. Again, this is about connection. We started off with the social network and things like that. Like, you're wanting that connection. Notice just even in this, we got the Hermit here. You've been in Hermit, so this is calling you out of the Hermit, calling you out of that space where you're trying to run, where you're trying to ghost and everything. Bluff, pretending, mask, exaggeration. Scorpio, we can be really good at presenting to the world in a very mysterious way, but at the same time, sometimes we have to have those connections and we have to allow people in, and that can be really hard. You don't have to put a mask on and pretend that you're okay all the time, or that you don't have to shut yourself off. Notice that all of these cards, and these cards have different colors, but all of these have variations of black, white, and gray, and it doesn't have to be black and white. So we're going to look at the Inner Child Healing deck by Amanda Lynn Ailsling and see what it is, Scorpio, that we need to move forward. So what does Scorpio need to heal that inner child and move forward? Woo! All right, Scorpio. Fiery passion coming through now. Review your responsibilities. Not all responsibilities are ours to hold, and 28 is a 10. And so I feel like that comes right back to that 9 of Wands. And then even the first card, the World card, I won't hold it up because I have to cover her up. But where I said it feels like you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. And so it's understanding that even though she looks like and she feels like she's on her own, not everything is her responsibility. Not everything is your responsibility, Scorpio. We've got these butterflies. You can see them coming up. There's a transformation happening, and you are the master of change. You are an alchemist, and that's not always a bad thing, but you can't just do the alchemy and help other people with it. You got to do it for yourself too. I'm seeing the Magician right now. 9, connect to eternity within. Let yourself be held by love. And I talked about that running away from some of the connections and love starts within ourselves. So this is being able to recognize that you can be connected and that it can still be supportive. And it's thinking about what it is, and she's in water here. So it's thinking about how to balance your emotions and connect in ways that feel helpful and supportive to you. There's a moon that's showing up, or at least it looks like a moon right here, right here. And so with that, I feel like it's, again, things that are hidden come to light, which partly is you, and also being able to let go of some of those anxieties. And there's little stars here. Healing and being present, being seen. All right, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful. I know it felt at times, at least for me, like it was kind of like I said, pressure from all sides. But part of that, we have to take our own accountability and responsibility for how much we've taken on, whether people know it or not. You got a big heart, and you cannot help heal everybody. And sometimes you're going to be on journeys for yourself where you need to focus on yourself, and that's okay. We can't stay in hermit mode forever, but taking some time to yourself. So, take care, Scorpio. I hope to see you again. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever it is, so that the message gets to as many people as it can help as possible. And feel free to watch some of the other sign recordings for your placements or things that you may feel drawn to. Whatever it is, if there's a message in it for you, there's a message in it for you. And not all of it may resonate, but take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Again, private reads are available on my website, and thank you so much for being here, sharing the space, sharing your energy, and I will see you again soon.